Hello everybody and welcome to this tutorial. Today I will be showing you primarily command line interface of Wireshark, but I will also be using the graphical user interface to figure some things out, such as the syntax of the filters, primarily the display filters. Because just take a look. If I, for example, click on the main name server, and you see domain name service, and in parentheses here you see it says DNS, and that is what we can use to filter things out. No problem. So you see DNS ID, standard query, it says DNS flags. All of this that I'm showing, like DNS flags, this is in bottom left corner. It's a bit small and I don't really have a way of zooming it at the moment, but it's high resolution, so you'll be able to read it no problems. And we're not going to stick around here for too long. What I want to show you today is how you can actually edit capture files in via command line interface, how you can separate the fields, how you can get the desired output, and so on and so forth. This, what you see here before you, this is a captured file that I have opened. I have just literally generated some random traffic, as it is really not relevant what kind of traffic it is today. I primarily want to show you T-Shark commands that can be used to separate the IP addresses from protocols, from info, etc. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and skip into the command line interface. Yep, there we go, skip into the terminal, and then from there I'll start up T-Shark. So first of all, I'm just going to type in T-Shark-help, and let's have a look around. One of the first things that we're going to need is up somewhere up here. Yep, there we go. So -r, take a look at the description. It says set the file name to read from. No pipes or stdins allowed. Now pipes we have already seen. That's just when you pipe it from one command to another, the output of one command to the input of the other, so to say. And stdin, that's a programming library which basically serves for, yeah, you do not need to know that at the moment. If you're really that interested in stdin, you can go ahead and go on the net. Those are libraries used for inputs. Sorry, not for outputs, for inputs. Basically, when you have a program, you can input something into it, etc., via this library or something of a kind. That's what I use them in C anyway. We're going to need -r, and in addition to this, so this is just going to read from a file, and when it reads, you're going to get a chaotic output. So that's not something you want. You want to be able to filter it, to separate different fields, and so on and so forth. That is why we're going to use -t command in combination with fields. So we will be able to specify exactly which fields we want outputted either to the screen or to a file. Anyway, without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and demonstrate how you can use these arguments. So just type in T-Shark-R to read from a file, /tmp/ I don't know, you need a captured file. I've just named my test cap. Just make it. You should know how to do that by now. If you don't, in my previous tutorials there are a good amount of demonstrations, so not a big deal. Just feel free to go back, have a look at it, but it doesn't matter. A test file can be pretty much anything. Just capture some random traffic and use it to test your filters and the arguments of T-Shark command out. Anyway, so -r to read from this file, -t to specify fields, and space. Now in combination with fields, we need to specify which ones do we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and type in IP dot, well, actually no, I'm just going to go ahead and type in IP. I could have typed in IP.src or DSD or something of a kind, but no, I want IPs to be printed out, so Internet Protocol, and let's just go ahead and see what happens. Excellent. So now I got a whole bunch of source and destination IP addresses. And keep in mind that you can pass pretty much, and there's no limits to what you can do with this. I mean, Here, let me just show you a couple more example before I wrap this up. I mean, you can also specify, hold on, destination and, oops, come on, open up, please, anytime. Thank you very much. You can also specify source and destination IP addresses. So all you need to do is read through what it says in the bottom left corner and get some practice with it, memorize some of them. What you can't memorize, you get on the net, or you get it here. So let me just type in IPDST to give you that example of what you can do with that. And there's also an option to output these things to a CSV file so that it is readable, uh, so that you can actually load it up into Excel and read it from there, so that it is readable in such a way. But let me just go ahead and delete this IP filter and type in ip.src. Press enter. Excellent. So now I got a list of source IP addresses and the list of source IP addresses alone. In the next tutorial, I will show you how, with a few more examples of these, how you can actually create a CSV file which you can then read on pretty much any system that has Excel or Excel-like program which can read comma separated or semicolon separated values, fields, and just load them up. Can come quite in handy, especially, I mean, to carry around with you or to have somewhere on the net a PCAP file, knowing that you can only open it, that you can't open it with that many programs. I mean, it's a Wireshark extension. There are some programs out there which will read it through, but it's not really that general. You need something that you can open with pretty much anything, and that is not just anything, but that is readily available on pretty much any computer out there or any mobile device or anything of a kind, because you will always have something like Excel on a desktop machine or on a laptop, I don't know, on your pad, on your cell phone, or something of a kind. In any case, till next tutorial, I bid you farewell.